countryside. Do you know what they are? Here, you have in the province a bridge constructed to a brother of ours, which was not completed because the scientists were relying on their theories. Condemn it as weak and scarcely safe, yet look, it is the bridge that has withstood all the floods and earthquakes.
That's it. That very thing. That was exactly what I was going to say. That's it. That bridge and the scientist. That was just what I'm going to mention. Padre Salve Puñales.
But this does not mean that you may not as the right as Padre Camura. The trouble is on the lake.
The fact is, there is a single decent lake in this country.
The remedy is very simple, and I really don't understand why it hasn't occurred to somebody. The remedy is very simple and wouldn't cost a ivarto. Dig a canal straight from the source to the mouth of the river passing through Manila, that make a new river channel and fill up the old passing. That would save the land, shorten communication, and prevent the formation of sandbars.
It's a Yankee plan.
Excuse me, Senor Simon, my respected friend, if I should say that I am not of your opinion. It would cost a great deal of money, and might perhaps destroy some towns.
Then destroy them.
Then the money to pay the laborers?
Don't pay them. Use the prisoners and the convicts.
But there aren't enough, Senor Simon.
Then, if there aren't enough, let all the villagers, the old man, youth, the boy work.
But Senor Simon,
Don't fool yourself, Don Custodio. Only this way our great enterprise is carried out with small means. That's where constructed the pyramids, Lake Morris, and the Colosseum in Rome. Entire provinces came from the desert, bringing their tubers to feed on.
but Senor Simon, such measures might provoke uprisings.
Uprising? Haha, the Egyptian people ever rebel. I wonder, did the Jewish prisoner rebel against the prices later? Man, I thought you better informed the history.
And these people have rebelled more than one in times. They forced us to transport heavy timbers for the construction of ships, if it hadn't been for the clerics.
Those times are far away. These islands will never again rebel no matter how much and taxer they have. Haven't you heard to me, Padre Salve?
Gutom ng panahon. Tagal na ako. Kaya? How's Kapitan Tiago?
Kapitan Tiago is getting along, sir.
That's good, but to get back to this Academy of Castilian, I assure you, gentlemen, that you won't materialize it.
Padre Irene, whom you may have noticed above, and to whom we have presented a team obeys, has promised to do us. He's on his way now to confer with General.
But you, even though you get the permit, where will you get defense?
We have them, sir. Each student has contributed a real. Also, the professor half Filipinos and half Peninsularis. Do you, Makaraig? He has offered one of his house.
See about Paulito.
He preached my sermon about the choosing of a wife. I answered him there wasn't in Manila another like her, beautiful, well-bred, and orphan.
Yes, very wealthy, elegant, charming, with no defect other than a ridiculous aunt. In regard to the aunt, she's always with her strict aunt.
Hello, Don Basilio. You offer the vacation? Is the gentleman a townsman of yours?
No, Don Simon, but their province is our province, neighbor. This is Isagani.
Well, what the province like, I've been told that it's very poor and doesn't buy jewels.
We don't buy jewels because we don't need them.
Don't be offended, young man. I had no bad intentions. And have a beer with me, and I will drink for the prosperity of our province.
Thanks, but we don't drink.
Utopia, Utopia! The engine is about to meet. In the meantime, I'll drink my beer.
I don't know why, but the man fills me with honor.
Then tell, then tell Padre Camora if he would drink water instead of wine or beer, perhaps we might all be the gainers. Don't you know that he called us Brown Cardinal?
Brown Cardinal?
Padre Florentino!
Well, where have you been keeping yourself? You're missing the prettiest part of the trip.
Xiao, I've seen so many rivers and landscapes that I'm only interested in those that call up regions.
As for legends, Pasig has a few. Here you have that malapad na bato, then you have another legend, that of Doña Jeronima Cave, which Padre Florentino can relate to you.
A beautiful legend. I'm going to write an article about it.
But what's your opinion about that, Padre Salvi?
I neither canon should pass judgment up on the conduct of Archbishop. But speaking of legends, do overlook the most beautiful, since it is the tallest that of the miracle of.
By the way, Captain, do you know in what part of lake a certain Guevara, Navarra, or Ibarra was killed?
Look over there. According to the officer who conducted to the pursuit, Ibarra upon himself jumped off his bangka, saluted with bullets every time that he raised his head to breathe, and a little farther on near the shore, they discovered something like the color of blood.
So, that is corpse.
Did you bring a letter from the fili?
Current authorization, Father.
Calm down, son. It will cost so much. If you would fight back,
But Father, it is not good.
also was enough. Without a shirt, to use that.
We shall be twined today, Father, and without we were born.
You really have to do. Paisa, there's no other way that is better. I need this. To do this, to my father and to his future.
How are you, Mother? It's been so long. 13 years had passed, but it's still fresh in me. I can still feel the pain. Don Simon? Can I help you, sir?
What are you doing here?
13 years ago, you rendered me a great service, sir. In this very place, by burying my mother, and I consider myself happy if I could serve you now.
For whom do you take me?
For a person sacred to me, for a person whom all, except me, believe to be dead,
Basilio, you possess a secret that can ruin me, and now you have just surprised me to another which puts me completely in your hands, the divulging of which would upset all my plans for my own security and for the goods of the cause in which I labor. I ought to seal you lips forever. No one knows that I have come here. I am I am armed. You are defenseless. Your death would be attributed to the outlaws. Yet I let you live and trust that I shall not regret it. You and I are dregs of justice, and instead of destroying, we ought to aid each other.
Therefore, I have mistaken of who you are.
Yes, I am who came here 13 years ago to pay a last tribute to a great and noble soul that was willing to die for me, for the victim of vicious system. How I have returned to destroy that system. A youth is united, so that by your efforts you may bind your fatherland to Spain with garlands of roses.
On the contrary, if the knowledge of Castilian may blind us to the government, in exchange it may also unite the islands among themselves.
A gross error.
You are wrong, sir.
Here's why I let you live, Basilio. And by such imprudence, I expose myself to the risk of being someday betrayed by you. But you know who I am? You know how much I suffered, didn't believe in me.
Sir, the honor you do him do me in confiding your plans to me is great, but tell you what you ask for me is beyond my power.
When the day on which you change your mind, look me up at my house in the Escolta, and I'll be glad to help you. Have I really made a mistake? Let the unfit perish and strongest survive.
Welcome, young boy. But sit down and excuse me, for I didn't know that it was you. How's your uncle? How is your uncle?
He's doing well, Senor. I came here, Senor, to ask you to support us and be in our side. We trust you, and you truly love our country. That's why we need your help to make Don Costello be in our side.
Yes, there is no one who can overpass me in love for the country and in aspiration toward progress. But I can't compromise myself. I didn't know if you clearly understand my position, but it's a risk.
In no way do we wish to compromise you. God deliver us in journey to the last. The person who lives as are you so useful to the rest of the Filipinos. We are seeking the same and differ only about the means.
Man, you must put those considerations aside, for they were dangerous. What I advise you is that you let the government attend their own business.
When I have a gray hairs like those and thorns my erase back over my past and see that I have worked only for myself without having done what I plainly could and should have done for the country, then sir, every gray hair will be a thorn, and instead of rejoicing they will shame me.
Poor boy, if all should think and act as he does. But I don't say that, but poor boy, poor Florentino.
This was a necklace of Cleopatra. It is a jewel that can't be appraised, an object for a museum. This is a ring that must belong to Sula. And you, Kabisa.
What is it? Petition of the student requesting authorization to open an Academy of Castilian. Do you think?
The petition is just, and that I am surprised that 6 months should have been taken to consider it.
The petition has somewhat suspicious character.
It's a peaceful rebellion, a revolution on stamp paper. It's headed by some young men charged with being too much interested in reforms.
Aha, aha. Make a note that name.
But General, up to now nothing positive is now against these young men. Their position is very one and we have no right to deny it.
But the Indians must not understand Castilian, you know?
We might need investigation.
And we'll lay it aside until tomorrow.
You're excellent. The daughter of Kabisang Talis has been here again begging for the release of her sick grandfather, who was arrested in place of her father.
Go along. Have the secretary make out an order to release the old men.
Rocks, gentlemen, rocks. The rest is prejudice. I won't call it filibusterism.
Well, not long ago, there was a dispute between some private persons and certain friars, and the acting governor-chief rendered a decision that it should be settled by the provincial or the order concerned.
But on what ground? Tell me this. On what grounds can they refuse permission for plainly what plainly appears to be extremely useful and necessary?
The same objection I presented to Padre Irene, but with his sly smile, he said to me, "We've won a draft. We have succeeded. If you liberal can bring some influence to bear upon Don Custodio, so that he, in accordance with his liberal tendencies, may report favorably all his work."
How can we influence him?
Kiruga.
Pipay, the dancing girl.
Senior Pasta has a dancing girl. I mean, same-sex.
Where's the 1,000 pesos? I've lent you away from me.
Senor Simon, I'm lost. I'm ruined.
Get out with your complaints. Exactly when I need the money, I thought that you could pay me. But it can all be arranged, as I don't want you to fail for such a small amount. Come a favor, and I'll reduce to 7 the 9,000 pesos you owe me. I need you to get in for me some boxes of rifles that arrived this evening. I want you to keep them on your warehouse. There isn't room for all of them on your house. Don't get scared. You don't run any risk. If you can't do it, I'll have to apply someone else. But then I'll hit the 9,000 pesos to cross their plans. Shut their eyes. Alright, don't worry.
Are you suffering, Senor Simon?
Some, but in a little while I shall cease to suffer.
My God, what have you done? What have you taken?
Useless now. There's no remedy at all. What did you expect me to do? Before the clock strikes 8 alive or dead? Dead, yes, but alone, no. Be calm. What's done is done. I must not fall into anybody's hands. My circuit would be torn from me. Don't get excited. Listen. The right is coming on, and there's no time to be lost. I want to clear up a doubt of mine. You believe so simply in God. I want you to tell me if there's as a God.
But an antidote, Senor Simon. I have either chloroform.
Useless. It's useless. I don't waste time. I'll go away with my secret.
God will forgive you, Senor Simon. He knows you are fallible. He has seen that you have suffered, and ordaining that judgment for your faults should pour as death from the very mercy. Let us bow to his will and render him thanks.
According to you, then, his will is that this island, why then has he denied me as his aid?
Because you choose means that he could not sanction the glory of saving a country is not for him who has contributed to us.
I've been mistaken, but because I have been mistaken, well, that God deny liberty to a people and get she may who are much criminals than I am. What is my mistake compared to the enemies of our rulers? That God gave me heed to my iniquity than to the crimes of so many innocents.
The just and the worthy must suffer in order that their ideas may be known and extended. You must shake or shelter the verse to spread its perfume.
Then, what can be done?
Suffer and work.
If your God demands such great sacrifices from any man who can scarcely count upon the present and double the future, to suffer the work, what God is that?
A very just God, Senor Simon, a God who elasticizes our lacks of faith, our vices, the little esteem in which we hold dignity and civic virtues. God have mercy on those who turn